Hello, this is Melanie Roderick. I head up the support group here at ZV. Today we're going to take a walk through the ZV configuration tool Maestro that's used for our HD Bridge 2000 units. We're going to move over to the Channel Plan tab to start configuration. These units have been configured already, so we're going to walk through just a new setup as if we were reconfiguring them from scratch. When you're doing multiple units, the easiest way to configure your channel when you're looking at multiple units is by clicking on the drop-down menu above the channel configuration, such as the one that's under the RF number, and select Auto Increment. This will give you a new pop-up that allows you to set the first channel that will be configured, and it will then auto increment them down. So if we want to set our RF channel to 3, and then also check the box next to channel, so we can do those at the same time and set that first one to 3.1, and then hit set at the bottom and close. You'll see that our RF and our channel information has updated accordingly. At that point, you can click Apply down in the bottom right-hand corner to save. The information will be saved. Each unit, it'll show you the progress and when they're completed. When they're done, you can simply close that window. Now you also have the option here to change your name, your long name, as well as your rating. This information will be used by TVs to display on the screen when you hit Info or change the channel. The information is arbitrary and you can enter whatever you would like for a name. Different TVs will display the short name or the long name, and some will display both. You can name all if you click on the Set All drop-down again, and have it to blank or match the channel numbers. Or you can click in any one of the actual boxes and just type in what you would like it to be. And the same is true for the long channel name. So for example, for channel 3.1, if I actually wanted it to show that it is CNN, I can simply select the text and write over it CNN, and the same thing for the short channel name. And then click Apply and the changes will be saved. The rating is used for programs like the VChip program. We default to the lowest option, which is TVG, but if you notice, if you click on one of the drop-down items, you'll see the different options. You can set those. The important thing to note here is it will be for all programming on that channel. It is not show-by-show specific, as this type of information typically is. Next, we have the video source and audio source. These will auto-populate depending upon the version of our product you're using. But if you click on one of the drop-downs, you see along with the component for our HD version, you can also specify one of our test images or the idle screen. And those items will be available for the SD version as well. The audio source for the HD will default to auto. We will auto recognize whether the analog audio or the digital audio is being used. For this SD version, we're going to default to analog as it is the only audio input. You can always select none for any of your channels if audio will not be used. The last column you'll see here is the enabled or disabled column. This allows you to enable or disable individual channels within a unit. So for example, with our 8-channel SD unit, if the last 2 ports are not going to be populated with a composite video source, so you don't want the TVs to pick up simply a blank channel, disable those channels. When the TV scans, it would not, in this instant, find channel 6.3 or 6.4. It would end at 6.2. Select Disabled from the drop-down, click Apply. Those channels will no longer be broadcast. The last item I want to point out here on the channel plan is in the bottom left-hand corner. There's a little checkbox that says Show Advanced Controls. See, when you do that, it expands out additional columns. The first one you'll see is program number, which comes in right next to channel number. This is used by some TVs to define which program within a specific RF channel. It must be unique within the RF channel, and we have found that there are some tuners out there that require them to be unique across the system. So in that instance, you would want to click on Set All, Auto Increment, and then at the bottom you'll see program number is checked, and you simply enter what you want your first program number to be. So in this instance we could leave it at 1, or if we wanted to start with 3, simply enter 3 and set, and close that box. And just like with the auto increment for channel, it starts at 3 and increments down, and each one will be unique in the system. We can then hit apply, but if we didn't want to save those changes, simply hit the reset button and it'll go back to what it was before you used the auto increment. The other advanced options that you're going to see on the right hand side of the screen are delays. This will allow you to set your audio and video delay. This is to be used if you're having lip sync issues with the audio and video that are being sent through our HD Bridge unit. It allows you to make small changes to the latency of both the audio and video so that you can match them up at the TV. It is rarely needed, but it is there as an option. Next we have the last two columns, which are set-top box channel and set-top box ID. These are strictly text fields. They're for informational only. If you want an easy way to identify what set-top box channel and ID is associated with a specific HD Bridge channel, you simply enter it here and save them. They'll be available for you to look at in the future. So that's it for the channel plan. We're going to move on to the RF tab.